Again for another night of Facebook Live. I also want to give thanks to those that join me on the replay from YouTube and or SoundCloud. Guys, it is indeed a blessing to be here with you every night. I have my beautiful co-host Miss Talia Jackson with me again tonight. So she got her late nap and she decided just about time to go live, that she was going to wake up and go live with me. So that is well all right. I'm not going to hold you long tonight. Tonight we're wrapping up our series about the things that we women suffer in silence. Today, it is all about self-image. When you look back at the last 6 days, the content that I brought to you, all of that works together to form how we feel about ourselves. So tonight, that's the direction that I want to, that's the direction I want to talk about tonight, is about self-image, because we know that everything we do affects our perception of ourselves, guys. And I just want to say here that you are amazing. You are one unique human being. And regardless of what flaws you have, regardless of the traumas that you've suffered in life, regardless of what start, regardless of how you start, you still matter, guys. And I want you to know that you are so amazing. And there is not another in this world like you, guys. So with that being said, let me just start off tonight just by saying to love yourself, embrace yourself and who you are, and all those things that work together to make you such a unique creature. And I don't think that we're reminded of that enough. I think we're so bombarded with trying to make sure everybody else is put together. We try to make sure our kids are looking good and feeling good. We try to make sure our spouse's needs are met and they're good. And a lot of times we're just neglecting ourselves. So we wear so many hats in this life. There's so many expectations, not only the expectations that we put on ourselves, but also the expectations that we women impose up on other women, guys. So tonight we're going to close out this series on suffering in silence. And I just want to remind you to love yourself and know that you matter. We have to understand how important it is that we have good, healthy, positive self-thoughts about ourselves. It's so easy to look at another woman and to think that she is just so amazing and that she does all this wonderful stuff. But what about you? It's okay to look at another woman and to admire the things she does, but we should never put another woman higher or esteem another woman higher than we esteem ourselves. And this is why so many of us are caught suffering in silence in this area. Because we see another woman and we think, oh, she's so beautiful and she has it all together. And yet we look at ourselves and all we can see is our hurt and our trauma and our disappointments and our flaws. And that should not be so, guys. And so when we think of ourselves this way, whether we say it or not, we show it. We show it through our conversations. We show it through how we interact with one another. We show it how we're interacting with our spouse and with our children and on our jobs. Oftentimes, I find that when we have a poor self-image, we tend to dumb ourselves down and make ourselves somewhat inferior as it relates to someone else. Well, let me tell you something, ladies. This is a game changer, so I want you to remember this. You are not in competition with any other woman on this God green earth, because there is no one else can do, produce, or serve the way that you do. He made you that unique. You are that unique. It's not about competing, right? It's about you bringing what you have to the table and being confident enough in that to know that, yes, she may do that, but she's not me. She cannot bring what I bring. And that's what it's all about. And once we get that in our heads and drill that in our minds, then we'll begin to see one another in a different light. Okay? Yes, we may be doing some of the similar things, but her experiences are not your experiences. Yes, we may be selling the same products, but what you bring to the table is a little different than what she's going to bring to the table, right? So we have to think of it in that sense and know that we don't have to go through this life competing, wondering whose eyelashes look better, wondering whose hair pieces are in the toughest, or wondering whose hips are the biggest, or, just foolish stuff that we find ourselves doing because of our own self-perception and our own self-image. So tonight, I stand with you women who have been suffering in silence as it relates to your self-image, whether it is the cellulite you see that's beginning to develop on your hips and thighs, whether it's the weight that you have gained, whether it's the wrinkles that are beginning to surface on your face, whether it's you being stuck in that mental capacity of not having those good healthy thoughts about yourself. I stand with you today as you stand with me, and I'm telling you that with all that, regardless, you are beautiful, and I love you. And it's important to me that you get this, that you stand with me as we stand and support one another, and let's stop degrading one another because of the perceptions that we have of ourselves. I don't know of any woman that thinks good of herself or that has good self-positive thoughts, healthy thoughts about herself, that looks at another woman in a degrading, demeaning manner. Because a woman that has good self-thoughts, good self-perceptions, she's not concerned about putting another woman down and making another woman feel inferior, nor is she concerned about elevating and esteeming another woman so high in a way that she can't even esteem herself. So when we open our mouths to speak, and when we look at other women, the conversation that should be coming out of our mouths should be empowering and uplifting. We should never look at another woman and put her down. We should never do that. We all have struggles. We all have flaws. None of us have got it all together, guys. We don't have to suffer in this silence any longer. And I guarantee you, if you're doing that to win, in the end, you're going to lose anyway. And I know that you women know what I'm talking about, because we have this thing in our mind, and when we're out to get, we're out to win, and we feel like it's a competition, and we'll tear another woman alive, tear a character down, we'll talk about it, we'll do all kinds of things trying to win. Well, I'm telling you, if that's the game you're playing, trying to win, you have already lost. It's time to stand up in your greatness. It's time to stand up in who you are. It's time to stand up and love yourself and know that you matter and that you are not alone. You are not the only one struggling with self-images, stuck in the traumas of your past, stuck in trying to overcome issues that continues to seem to be 3 or 4 steps ahead of you guys. We have to love ourselves. We have to know that we matter. So that is how I want to leave you on this series. Just taking a look at yourself. Now, how do we do that if we're having trouble in this area? How do we begin to shift the lens of our minds to have or to create a better self-image? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I've been there and I've done that. And in my book, Recreating a Better Me, I help you work through the process of the areas in your life that you may be stuck. So it is a workbook that takes you step by step. It asks the hard questions. It guides you and asks you the questions. If you do the work and act on the resources that are there in that book, it will help you begin to tackle the issues as it relates to self-image. Not only your self-image, but everything that we've been over these past 7 days. It will help you with everything. Just getting to know who you are and to begin to embrace who you are and love who you are. And the better you feel about yourself, and I mean a genuine, healthy feeling about yourself, you're not going to look at other women the same way. I can't think of another woman I can look at right now and say that I despise her, or to say that she's not beautiful enough, or to say that she's not good enough to have the things that she has. I don't see it that way. My mind doesn't even operate that way. So I can't think of another woman that I'd want to look at and degrade, and neither should you. And the next time you look at another woman, or you see another woman doing well and you want to judge, it's time then to stop in your tracks and take a good long reflection at yourself, guys. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. How do you feel about yourself? Because when you feel about yourself differently, you're going to command and demand that from every other person that comes your way. So if you're struggling in this area, take a look. Grab my book, Recreating a Better Me. I promise you, if you read it and you do the work, it will do you the most good. So not only that, guys, my newest, one of my newest books, Time to Talk, it talks about things that we deal with every day, controversial things. It will challenge your perception about your viewpoints in life. So if you haven't got that book already, please go to Amazon.com and get that book. And also, as of today, I did put Struggling to Forgive in paperback. Now, you asked for it. It's there for you. Go get it. It's a short read, but it's also a workbook for you to go in and do the work. So if you're struggling to forgive, if you're dealing with traumas and it's just a hard place for you to get out of, Struggling to Forgive is a short read, but it's a necessary read. We can't go through life with the root of bitterness, unforgiveness, and feeling some kind of way toward other people, because it affects every area of our life. So if you're one of those that have been here with me every night, I appreciate you. I brought special guests on to help provide you with resources. Please utilize those resources, guys. It's important for me. I can't do what I do unless I'm helping you be the best that you can be. And that's by sharing, being so unselfish, and bringing people in that can share their expertise and their resources and their knowledge with you, so that we all collaboratively can come together and be better. Because when we're better, our families are better, our careers are better, our communities are better, our churches are better, our organizations are better. We impact change everywhere we go. So when you're better, share those resources with those women in your life so that those around you can also be better. The healthier relationship you begin to develop with yourself, your own self-worth, your own self-value, you should be imparting that into the lives of those that are around you. That way, as you grow, others around you grow, because they're going to notice the change. I know that you guys that have been here with me since March 25th, I know that you can see the change in my life. Guys, I can't come here and fake this every night. That has never been my intention. I sit here on this platform because what I want to do is to educate you. I want to empower you, and I want to encourage you. And if I can sit here and do the best I can and be honest with you and do something along that lines to educate, empower, and encourage you, then my being here in life is not in vain. I have no hidden agenda. I want you to be better. That's how important you are to me. So again, the resources, I have 3 books. There are women that have been on my platform over the past 7-8 days. They have books and resources for you. Go back to YouTube, on our YouTube channel, on CWF Organization YouTube channel. Subscribe to our channel so that you can get those videos on demand and go back and take a look at them, so that they can help empower you, so they can help continue to educate you and encourage you in those areas where you are stuck. Also, for you guys that sacrifice so much to be here with me every night, if you have a topic that I haven't addressed, or one that you would like me to go back and address again, please leave it in the comment section. I am here for you. I cannot express it enough. So also, remember, my YouTube channel is in CWF Organization. That's my business name, CWF Organization. You'll see our logo there with the lamp and the books that say educate, empower, encourage. That's what I am all about. Those are the pillars I live by. That's what I stand on. And I am grateful for you sacrificing so much of your time every night to be here on this platform with me. You guys are amazing. Know that you're amazing. Know that you're beautiful, and know that you matter. Guys, I appreciate you sacrificing the time to be here with me tonight. I'll see you again right here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. for another Facebook Live. Good night, everybody.